This is 64 ounces of the Sunshine Coast best water. And I'm supposed to drink this every single day. Well, geez, I can barely hold up the cup. We'll talk about it. This is 16 ounces, so 4 of these a day, and spend your life on the toilet. My veins aren't happy. I don't know what to say. I don't even know if you can even tell, but you can't even hardly see them. They're almost like they're collapsed, and it's turned into a problem. I'd like to say water, water everywhere, and ne'er a drop to drink. But the truth is, I'm not a water drinker, and I never have been. My mother before me, same. And now that I'm 72 years old, it's come to kick me right in the butt. Hi, I'm Denise, and welcome today to Travels in My Chair. Today we're going to talk about water, why we need it, and why we're not getting enough of it. I know I'm dehydrated, so join me, won't you? So let's start with a little bit of my water reluctance. I've never really liked water. I had a bad thing happen when I was young, and so I don't swim. And I've never really liked the taste of water, which you might say, well, that's ridiculous. Really? Because water has no flavor. But there you have it. I just don't drink water. And part of that, I think, is because I have MS. I have a small bladder, and with MS, you lose a lot of control. And so because of your lack of muscle, end up having frequent accidents and peeing a lot. So drinking lots of water, hey, what can I say? Lots of accidents. So I go for my CT scan with contact. Maybe I should back up a little bit. A couple of times ago when I went to lab work done, the lab tech had trouble getting the needle into my right arm. She was kind of frowning and ended up using my left arm, and that was okay, and I didn't think too much about it. But afterwards, when I got home, I looked at my arms and I thought, well, that's really weird, you know. I used to be able to see my veins very clearly, and all of a sudden now, no. Weird. So when I go to get the CT scan with contrasting dye, the tech goes to put the needle in my arm and probing around, which hurts like heck, cannot find a vein. She does it with the left, probing around, can't find a vein. She says, I'm going to have to get a nurse to come in from the ER to do it. And of course, the nurse comes in from the ER and puts it right in there. Oh, it still hurts. It's been 3.5 weeks. My hand has been purple, swollen, and I can barely touch it. It hurts so bad. So given that, you know, I absolutely don't want to have another needle in that hand if I can help it. So you might ask, why are you even telling me this? Who cares? Well, as we're getting older, a lot of us are not drinking enough water. And they're suggesting that we seniors should be drinking 64 ounces of water a day. Now, me and Mr. Google, we did some research. There's a mixed controversy about liquid, okay? Some people will say, well, you can drink herbal tea, coffee, milk, juice, soda. As long as it's a liquid, that will classify in that 64-ounce category. But most of the medical advice I've been seeking says no, it has to be water. Well, I started thinking the other night, well, what happens if you want your veins to be plump? Because when I go for a bone infusion, they wrap my arm up with a heating pad before they put the needle in. And so I thought, what would happen if I drank warm water? I wonder if that would make my veins plump up. That's going to be the next thing I try. So anyway, upon further reading, it's at least 48 hours before you're going to get any blood work done or any injectable. You must hydrate because the veins have collapsed because I'm dehydrated. And if I think about it, on any given day, I'm lucky if I drink 8 ounces of water. I have a cup of coffee in the morning, cup of coffee after dinner, and throughout the day about 8 ounces of water. So yeah, honestly, I'm probably dehydrated, right? Right. So I thought, as an experiment, because I have to go and give blood, I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. Keeping in mind, veins, both arms, totally collapsed. So for 48 hours before I went to the lab, I guzzled water. Now I have a 16-ounce glass, so that would be 4 of those. And I tell you, I felt like all I did all day was drink water and go to the bathroom. I was going to the bathroom about every hour, and there were times that I didn't make it. My legs don't work very well, so to get from my chair to the toilet, and man, I just went to the bathroom an hour ago. What do I need to go again for? But that was it. So here's the good news. Well, let me give you the bad news first. Drinking 64 ounces of water in a day is hell, unless you're an athlete or somebody who's super active. And I'm not active. I'm in a chair. My arms are active. My head is active, but nothing else. 64 ounces of water a day. I go to do the blood, and I explained to the tech, I said, you might have problems with my arms. I'm having problems with my veins, seem to be collapsing. And she looks at my arm, and she ties a tourniquet, pricks it in, takes it out about 10 seconds later, and she says, there's no problem with your veins. They're plump. They're wonderful. I went, you're kidding. She goes, no, there's no problem. And I showed her my left arm. She said, no, they're fine. They're plump. They're good veins. It worked. 64 ounces of water, whether it be cold or whether it be warm. And I am going to try the warm and let you know how that works, okay? 48 hours before you're going to go and do any injectable or blood work, whatever. You're hydrating your veins. Hey, you know, I'll always be honest with you. If it hadn't worked, I would have been honest with you about that too. But it worked. I'm not promising I can even remotely drink 64 ounces of water a day. That's impossible. But I think I could do 16, and maybe on a hot day I could do 32 if I had to. But I'll reserve the 64 for those days when I have to go have blood work done. And next time I will do it I'll drink warm water, or even like hot, like as if I was making tea, but just with water, and see if that makes a difference too. There you go. So girls, hydrate. I mean, honestly, I had no idea how bad it was getting for me. And apparently, that's quite common for us older generation, is to not drink enough water, because then we have to go to the bathroom all the time. And it's just not so easy as it was when you were 30. But it's going to keep you healthy. And I mean, also, too, you got to know, it's flushing out your kidneys. You poop more often. Another benefit. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, drink that water, girls. It'll make you feel better, make your skin feel better. It'll help. And if you can manage that 64 ounces, go for it. But if you can't, don't beat yourself up about it and drink as much as you can. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye for now.